Petscop 3. April 2nd was the release date. So sorry, I think the first one was April 1st, if my memory serves me right. Yeah, just one day, released just one day after the second part. We have description empty, and seems like he's in a new area.
Alright, so now we're gonna look at what's over here, which I forgot about this. So I'll look at this now.
I know where it is. This is.
Now we're gonna look at.
Here's the street. Okay, you went straight, and there was a door to the left.
What's over here, which I forgot about this.
The hallway with the freak
I'll look at
pictures.
this now.
Good grief, and alas. I think that's a quote from a Dr. Seuss book, by the way, and if I'm not mistaken, and it's from a book. I'm not that well versed in Dr. Seuss books, where a girl grows a flower out of her head, and there is the connection between the daisy and the plucking off the petals, because she plucks the petals, I think, off her head and plays the game he loves me not. And I think there's the quote, even nobody loves me, right? And there is where the connection is between NLM and nobody loves me, and the connection between the girl, the NLM girl, and the huge daisy above her head. So I think what we gathered from the informations, we can make a pretty solid theory that NLM means nobody loves me. And when we plucked, sorry, when we plucked the last pedal, it was on a red tinted screen, and we can deduct that it's on nobody, he doesn't love me, right? And it's a last pedal, so it's final, right? The final thing we plucked the last pedal, and it's nobody loves me, so it's like locked in. It's nobody loves me, and that's can make the connection why the girl is distorted when you plug the last pedal, because now she knows nobody loves her when she played the game. Okay. Two doors.
What's that? Do I think I have to put something there.
I don't think he interacts with it, by the way. Or yes, he does. It rotates when he interacts with it, but no text box or something comes up, and we see it here again from the outside. And there was a canvas when he entered.
What? Oh.
So when he interacts with the canvas, he
Okay.
chooses eyes, two eyebrows, and the nose.
What? Okay.
Was that? It sounds like a computer keyboard. So the whole house or the whole building is shifting when he put in a whole face. It's like an
flat out a full game that I'm playing now.
It's like an elevator going up or down.
What am I supposed to do?
Looks like the building shifts up or the wall behind it shifts down. Sorry, I missed that.
I just walked out. I don't
So-
think I was supposed to do that.
He walks out so we can deduce the wall behind that passageway moves, right? Not the whole house.
Yeah. Yeah, I reset it. Okay, try that again.
Would be interesting if he chooses the same face now as he did beforehand. No, it's a different one. But he seemingly chooses the face at random.
So do I just wait? I think that's what I'm supposed to do. Or I have to put something in there. Yeah, it turned out I just had to wait, but I had to wait a while.
How
So
long
this
is
is
the
cleared
question?
out, I guess. So what's in here?
Okay, you have a new room here. I hope you can see it. Here is depicted the face he put on the canvas. It looks like a children's bedroom, with a child sitting on the bed and something's on the table.
Huh. Okay. Well, alright. Let's try another one, I guess. So I just did it again. I put in another one of these, and I just let it go, and the room rumbles for a while, but then it just stops, kind of abruptly. So what do we have here now? Yeah.
So what you've seen change when he puts in another face is the floor, like the carpet or whatever it is, different pictures, and different things on the table, and the face it depicts is different too. I think the clothes that the kid wears that sits on the bed is also different, and the whole room color. You have a Rubik's Cube and a pass dispenser now. So children things,
Yeah,
right?
so it seems like I put in one of these faces, and it gives me a room with I guess that's a kid sitting on the bed and like a different pattern on the floor and the walls and the thing here. So it seems like there are many combinations of these faces. So if I were to guess, these rooms are, because there's not much variation between these rooms, they're probably generated in some way. So I'll try a few more. Every time I put in one of these, I have to wait for like 10 minutes. So I'm not gonna try too many of them. I'm gonna, yeah. Here's another one.
Again, different items, different patterns on the floor, different color. But what game would let you wait 10 minutes after you put in something like that?
And
right?
here's another.
The hair changed as well. They have different hairstyles. So he puts in
Yeah.
random combinations.
So
Seemingly.
anything look familiar here?
Now we're back
Yeah.
at the tombstone and the
Yeah,
Daisy
so probably we're
NLM
supposed
house.
to try these out, put in these faces, and see what we get. So, start with this one.
Michael Hammond's face. Yeah, and as we guessed, it's a tombstone, right? Mike is not inside right now. He's dead.
So this is the room corresponding to the face on the gravestone.
He even says it's a gravestone. Okay. Now, the room is empty, right? There's no kid on the bed. And what we have on the table is now that thing that was drawn in blue that answers your question, right? The object he later talks to. And like tweezers or a tuning fork, but it's more like tweezers. But it's not
Not sure what that is on the right.
not something obvious that's for kids as the other rooms. And the floor has clown faces, glasses, and a round object that says too much, I guess.
Alright, gonna try the other one now, I guess. Nothing to see here.
And the kid's missing.
The bed's empty.
Yeah. So, Care, now we have a name associated to the girl downstairs. It's Care. Or we can assume it's Care. Again, with the color theory, Care was yellow beforehand. And I call her now the Daisy girl. Is Care. And she's missing. We know that because of the phone call. We know where she is, we found her. If that's Care. And just to note, for a later point, this face has no eyebrows. And the phone call even said Care left the room. Okay. Was it that room? So
Here's the other room.
Are the rooms like watched, like guarded, and she left her room here? And when she left, someone noticed the office, right? But all I've an interesting thought now. All the staff has left, right? But somebody had to call the phone, so doesn't really add up. But we see paint rollers, okay? So it's maybe a connection to drawing, and the daisy flower. So again, the connection to the flower that grew on top of her. We have box of crayons, and again this thing, and the notes, and the bed is empty.
And it looks like there's something here.
Interestingly enough, these two pink objects were in the rooms from kids that were both missing. So Michael was dead and Care is missing. Alright. So we have a new color here. So Care is, I write it again here, yellow. Daisy girl. And now we have blue. We have always had a white collar, by the way. Maybe here, is important, your wife says, or is this not like connected to a person? That's something we have to keep an eye out. So, your wife says Care isn't growing eyebrows. Okay? We know that because of that, or we can deduce it because of the face. You say that's a puzzle. So, blue, again, let's go back to the first text box. Your wife says, so blue is the wife, and green, then that comes afterward, probably is the husband. You say that's a puzzle. As English. And I'm a bit curious why he shows the text box now longer. He knew the text box before, right? In Even Care, but now he shows them longer. Maybe because he wants to read it. Maybe because he recognized that he clicked them away too fast. So you're secretly very excited to hear this news that Care doesn't grow eyebrows. It's talking about the husband, right? Your pick next for what? So, when you find her room, the passage to my right will lead you to her. That's why I said, who's the white text? We can guess the blue one was the wife, right? And the green one was the husband. But now the white text has like a location to my right. Okay, so who is the white text? Lead you to her, to the next kids, maybe? She'll appear from the darkness, limping, and I'll shoot her in the head. I'll. So the white text.
What am I reading?
Okay, so pinkish or purple. Purple, I guess. Tiara. Okay, and there's again the mentioning of rebirthing. Okay, Tiara says young people can be psychologically damaged beyond rebirthing. It's quite curious why only beyond rebirthing is purple here. Maybe the other things were like paraphrased, and this is like a quote from her. But Tiara speaks about being damaged beyond rebirthing. So, does that mean rebirthing can't fix it? It stays a while on this text box. Young person walks into your school building, talking to the father, the husband. Walking with you, you're holding their hands. Okay. I see a connection here between. Let's see the whole thing. They come out crying into their hands because nobody will love them. Not ever again. So something happens in the school, in his school. Nobody loves me. Again, yellow. We know yellow, Daisy girl. Care. Nobody loves me. And there's the connection again to the to the NLM part we saw before. Then wander the new maker plane.
I'm not sure what to say about that.
Let's go through again. I think that's some really important lore dumps we get here. So, the mother says Care isn't growing eyebrows, or mother, the wife, not mother, the wife. Care isn't growing eyebrows. That's a puzzle. And you are excited. Why? I think here you are is talking to the husband. It's my guess. Which child you pick next to go to the school with? And when you find her room, so she isn't in the room, but the passage to my right will lead you to her. That's interesting. At which child? So, okay. The white text knows or has a guess which child, and it's a her, it's a girl. And she isn't in her room, because when you find her room, the passage to my right will lead you to her. That's interesting. Can't really make sense of it. And that's a really weird text box. She'll appear from the darkness, limping, and I'll shoot her in the head.
What am I reading?
And this is just an insert, like a weird insert. I think. Or this is separate. Like a young person walks in with him into the school. And not ever again like implies something happened to them, right? With the husband in the school building. So, like they're... And afterwards I wanted a new make plan. So something that like distorted their face? That they're like ugly?
I'm not sure what to say about that. But I'm wondering now. Because the note, remember the note that came with this game? It said, for you. It was for you. And this note is referring to the player. It's saying you. And I was already thinking this, but it seems like it's possible. This game was made for, well, this part of the game was made for somebody to see. Like, or at least at some point, it was, I don't know.
That's a weird connection he makes. Okay? Not weird, it's can be obvious, but I think he wants us to lead us on this path. So he wants us to connect the two. The notes he read in the first video and the you here. He says it's the same person, right? And the note was with the date, the second part, for you. Please go go to my website on the sticker and also go to Ronef's room and press start and press down, right start. That was the code, right? But it seems to me the white color, the white text, is like in cahoots with the husband. Like the white color says he shoots when something's limping out of the darkness. Or maybe the top text is also like connected, because I walked downstairs and when I got to the bottom, instead of proceeding, I turned to the right and became a shadow. Became a shadow monster man. Turned to the right. But here's talking about but it's the passageway to my right will lead you to her. Like proceeding right. She will appear from the darkness limping. Maybe there's the connection with the shadow monster man when he goes to the right.
I'm wondering now. Because the note, this game, it said for you. It was for you. And this note is referring to the player. It's saying you. And I was already thinking this, but it seems like it's possible. This game was made for, well, this part of the game was made for somebody to see. Like, or at least at some point, it was I don't know. It just seems like it was intended for somebody. Not me, certainly.
How is he so sure about that?
Okay. We're still not done, because we still have whatever's over here. Or not.
Black empty voids.
Okay. So, okay, I'll just end this here then.
Alright, and that was... Jesus. Damn, all these spooky thumbnails. That was Petscop 3. So, for the conclusion. What we saw here, he started at the passageway again, where the road was and the 3 pictures. When you went here through this door, you came to the tombstone and the Daisy house and the Quitter's room and like the syringe looking thing, blue, pinkish asking thing, and the windmill, right? So he went back and explored to his right. We see the text here, good grief and alas. That's probably a reference to Dr. Seuss book, but I have to look into this. I'm not, as I said, not really versed in the Dr. Seuss books. We have a turnstile here, which he can't use. He doesn't know how to use it for now. But it turns to open, and it looks like you can place something in it. He even says it, right? And then we have the canvas room, where you put in a face, and it's generating, in quotation marks, a room, right? He knows 2 faces to put in, the Michael Hammond room, the kid that died, where we found the tombstone from, and Care's room. So by now we know, or we can guess, that the girl downstairs is named Care, because it's her room, like on the house where she is the face that opens Care's room. Right. What I'm curious about for now is we see a third face, right? And that's in the Quitter's room. Like this girl. But I don't think the eyes are there and the mouth. Because you only can put in eyes, eyebrows, and nose, right? So you couldn't put in her face. What we see are these tools in both Care's room and Michael's room. And they're both without the kids, right? And these text boxes are, I think, really important in the sense of the story, like in the bigger picture of the story. And even Paul makes the connection. So these text boxes are connected to the note from Petscop 1, the note that was supposedly on the game, and it mentions several new characters. We know, we don't know the names of them, but we know some characteristics of them, right? Like blue text was the wife. She's, it doesn't say mother, it says wife. Of course, it wouldn't say your mother says, but it's not, it could say like Care's mother says or something like that. We don't know if that's the mother of Care, right? Maybe it's just like disconnected from Care in a family relation matter. It talks about Green, the husband, who supposedly owns or works at a school building, right? There's some ominous text right here. When you find her, so it seems like the husband is looking for a new girl, somehow looking for a new girl. And when you find her room, the passageway to my right, so from the white text person, will lead you to her. And then she'll appear from dark sleeping, and I'll shoot her in the head. So the white person isn't like is suspicious too. It seems like in this text, the father does something to the kids that go with him into the school. Because it says you're holding their hand, right? They come out crying out of the schools into their hands, like the picture of NLM, because nobody will love them, not ever again. Like he disfigures them or something like that. Or he tells them something, or like psychologically damages them beyond repair, right? Beyond rebirthing. So not even a rebirthing, like a new, for me, like the rebirthing is like you start with a new slate, a new unwritten white sheet of paper, and they're so damaged that not even the rebirthing can bring them back to think that somebody loves them. They're so psychologically damaged. And then this curious line, they wandered a new maker plane. There is a popular theory about this rebirthing and I think the girl's name was Candice Tiara Newmaker, if I'm not mistaken. Where and it's a really gruesome story where the parents of this girl tried a rebirthing on her, and she died during the process. You can look it up online if you want. And people made a lot of connections between them. And I think that's something we have to keep track of if it's mentioned again, right? If it comes up again. Or if it's just like an inspiration for the whole story.
I'm not sure what to say about that.
Yeah. So
This
he
note
talks about
is
the connection to
the player. It's saying you.
and the note, and he thinks the game is made for somebody, for one single person. And that's not him. Right? And then he walks to the right here, and he seemingly has no where to go now. He checks, I think, every door, right? And he tried a lot of things to like continue or progress in the game. And I think that's the conclusion
So, okay.
of Petscop 3.